Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar, just they get it higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo.
Oh, this one, not the off a mic. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Good evening to you. Good morning. Good afternoon. Top of the day and the moment to you from wherever you are watching from and whenever you are watching or what time you are watching from now. Okay. So thank you from wherever you are. So this is Maiyegun live. So I am back home. I went to see Bukharis in his current house arrest in London today. But that is not, what we want to talk about tonight. There's some more serious things that you should be aware of, be concerned about, and possibly add it to the reason why Nigeria should either break up now if they're not going to have that conversation about where this hellhole is going. So this information is going to help. Not that you haven't probably read about it, but maybe you haven't really paid attention to it, or maybe you have, but now that I'm about to talk about it, that will justify your own position too, that we should all be worried. Today in London, when I was there, I met some amazing people. Honestly speaking, I don't know how to actually describe how much joy I felt that I was able to make it to London today. Okay, so I met AY was there. I met so many people that I can't even remember their names right now. Amazing people who were out of that freezing cold. They came out to register their own voice, displeasure. Many of us may not be able to make it there to go to the front of Bukhari's house, where those who came with him from Nigeria, where they are sleeping and staying. And we actually made enough noise today. There are so many people who turned up later in the afternoon. And it was so massive that we could see, we saw them in the house, moving about, opening the window sideways, checking us. At some point, they were taking our pictures, possibly for whatever they wanted it for, you know. However, I am so impressed with the fact that this is not just social media. Social media happens to be the tool, a very viable and good tool in disseminating information that help us to form, to make an informed decision on why we should never be led by our noses, especially by these criminals, these career criminals. And that alone is something we should be grateful for this generation, social media, using that to liberate the minds of those that will ordinarily fall prey into the hands of these marauders, these opportunists we call politicians. They have destroyed Nigeria. I don't know if that is too direct, but I'm going to let you know how much of this destruction and the repercussion of this destruction that some of us are not really prepared for. And when it comes to those that are going to be affected with what is going on right now, which is still going to get worse, I can always take you back to what I have shared in the past. They have destroyed Nigeria beyond recovery as we speak. They have borrowed the country beyond, they've borrowed the money, the country to the point that they can't pay back. Do you understand that? Like, you have borrowed to the point that you can't pay back. And the only way to survive is to continue to borrow or print money. Now, Nigeria has gotten so bad. They have destroyed Nigeria to the point that Buhari is printing money every now and then. And it has gotten worse now that they are even printing money to balance up that fine bara that each state go to Abuja to do. Federal allocation. They have destroyed that country to the point that they are printing billions, hundreds of billions every month. Because number one, servicing their debts alone with what the oil is and the future prospect for oil, especially in Nigeria, which has no other alternative. Future prospect for oil puts any profit on oil, crude oil, and all of that into a total jeopardy for a country that has no other plan. Therefore, as it stands, even the oil can no longer fund the state. Meanwhile, what the money can no longer fund is the greed, the insatiable greed of these criminals. The governor of Edo State, Obaseki, who happened to be an economist himself, he came out just 2 days ago and he said, Nigeria is in trouble. Nigeria is in what? Is in serious trouble. Nigeria has gotten to that stage whereby Nigeria can be considered as a country that no longer makes any money because whatever they make, whatever they declare, goes into the insatiable greed of these criminals, like paying for Buhari to come and get health care, medical care in the UK, like paying 10,000 pounds every night for the presidential jet they parked there because he didn't come to this country as a president of Nigeria, on a diplomatic visit. The UK government is not responsible for his presence here. Now, Nigeria is funding that every day. The crooked layabout that he brought with him, sleeping and cooking for him in there, they are also being paid every day and at the same time being paid extra code in pounds. That is where the money goes to. Every money that comes, every money they take from you, tax, this, that, Buhari's government they've sold almost everything that they call the federal government properties. They sold them in scraps just to raise money. And they are still planning to still sell more as we speak. The rail line being constructed is being constructed on borrowed money of 50 years repayment plan, where Chinese will have to take back their money before it becomes the property of Nigeria. All of this, according to the governor of Edo State, all these borrowings, they have no plan. They are borrowing money to construct rail line from Daura to Niger Republic. The Minister of Transportation said he had to beg the Niger Republic to let us construct a rail line for them. Nigeria has no money, but they will go to the European Union to borrow 1.9 billion to construct rail line to Niger Republic, so that police will not, so that police can stop taking bribe from the Niger businessmen who are taking their trade through Nigeria. So in order to stop the police from collecting bribe from them, Nigeria decided to go and borrow 1.9 billion. And according to Edo State Governor, he said by the end of this year, Nigeria's total borrowed money in 2021 alone, local and foreign, will be going to over 11 trillion. Add that to 33 trillion. That is the total debt they said they have now. That will make it 44 trillion. At the end of the day, put that in dollars, maybe just to make it easier for you, you will be looking at more than $110 billion as debt. So $110 billion or $120 billion as national debt, and there is no plan to pay back. Let me share this with you. Something that was probably put in much better in his own words. He's a politician. I just want to use his words, okay? I know he's part of the problem. In fact, he is one of the problems too. However, as politicians are always talk, no action, right? Listen to what this guy had to say and maybe picture it before we continue.
At the end of the month, we all just go to Abuja and we collect money and we come back and we spend. My brothers and sisters, I am an economist. I'm an investment banker. We are in trouble. Huge financial trouble. First, what we used to rely on, crude oil. Forget what you are seeing now at $70, $60 a barrel. It is only a mirage. It's only a question of time. Because the major oil companies, Shell, Chevron, who are the ones producing, they are no longer investing as much in oil. Chevron is now one of the world's largest investors in alternative fuel. Shell is pulling out of Nigeria. So, in another year or so, where will we find this money that we go to Abuja to share every month? Last month, we got FAC for March. The federal government printed an additional 50 to 60 billion to top up for us to share. We say remove subsidy. They say no. This April, next week again, we'll go to Abuja, we will share. By the end of this year, our total borrowings, the total we have borrowed is going to be in excess of 15 to 16 trillion. And my worry is that we wake up one day, like Argentina, the Naira will be 1,000, 2,000, it will be moving. Because you can imagine a family, you don't have money coming in, you're just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing without any means or idea of how to pay back.
Without any means or idea of how to pay back. That is what the politicians do. That's what they do. And when they can't borrow money, they will print money. You see, when a country or a government in a country gets to a stage whereby all they do is that to feed and eat and eat and eat, consume and consume and consume, not produce or manufacture anything. For years, they are talking about how they wanted to diversify Nigeria economy, how they are going to create technological jobs, how this blah, 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 blah. Why they were making all those, you see, did you hear him when he said, all we go to Abuja is we share. We go to Abuja, we share it again. he didn't talk about what he's doing with that. He is the governor who was campaigning for second term because he is building a refinery. He said he's building a refinery in Benin. Now, the same person who knows that Shell is closing shop invested the Edo people's money into refinery. Abi? Now, for 4 years, or let me even just put it into the overall, for 22 years of practicing democracy, sharing oil money, sharing tax money, sharing VAT money, and sharing anything that is shareable. They are sharing money, and every 4 years they declare war, something they call election, because it's all about sharing the money, and they continue to pretend we are building this. Oh, we have turned the Ogun State to America. We have turned the Katsina, the first orthopedic hospital in the whole of Africa, the best ultra-modern, all in West Africa. This first ultra this, first ultra that. After 22 years, there is no clinic to treat the president. Yeah, that is just one. After 22 years, there's no hospital to treat the politicians who have been doing all this ultra-modern market, ultra-modern road, ultra-modern hospital, ultra-modern electricity, ultra-modern. For 22 years. Now, this is where we can now say, after all of this, add them to the other 38 years of military rule or the past before then, you will get over 60 years. Abi? 60 years. Politicians are still telling us, there is going to be a problem. There's going to be this and that. We need to do this. We need to do that. Meanwhile, the people saying this are those who are currently there to do exactly what they are talking. Pastor Ruga, the special advisor to Bukharis on condolences matters and burial arrangements, Oshibade, is very eloquent. When Oshibade is talking to you, you will think it's Maiyegun that is talking to you, right? You will think Oshibade is not part of. Somebody kept messaging me every time they watch my video. They kept telling me that I should pronounce Oshibade's name right. Did I tell you that I don't know how to pronounce his name? And did I tell you that I'm actually wrong? Because I don't understand why you should in any way think I owe you an explanation why I call him Oshibade. Is Oshibade Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga? These are his titles. So if you are that person who continue to send me message to pronounce Oshibade's name right, if you are not mad, let this be your own reminder that I am not wrong calling him Oshibade. Do you understand? When Oshibade is talking to you, you will think is what do you call it? Is an advisor to the government. You know, somebody who is a creative, intelligent mind. People like me, people like me and you, they will whatever we say, they will say it's just wishful thinking. Do you think it's easy? If it's easy, you to go and contest now. If it is easy, why don't you go and join politics? If it's easy to do all these things you are talking about, okay, fine. But when you listen to Oshibade today, he is now talking about how everything will be fine. Nigeria is still going to be great. Nigeria, you know what I mean? We are facing security problem. We are facing there's increasing poverty. You know what I'm talking about? You will think, Baba, calm down. Are you not the vice president to Buhari? Are you not the one they told us that we should think Osinbajo? No, so they said we should think Osinbajo and vote Buhari. They said Buhari was going to be fighting physical battle with the terrorists. Osinbajo will be fighting spiritual battle and the economy to make Nigeria work. Now, Osinbajo will now talk to you like you should have hope. You should pray. You should talk to God. Let us be hopeful. Let us unite. Let us love one another. Let us give justice. It's because of lack of justice. It is because of injustice in Nigeria. That is why we are having all this problem. Oshubadio saying that, Vice President, then you'll be wondering like, hey, hold on. Hey, who is talking? Who is this aspire to perspire, to maguire to acquire, this inspiration speaker? Are you not the Vice President, the one who told us that you are going to get 10 million people out of poverty? 10 million. Well, they said they are going to they are now going to get 100 million people out of poverty in 10 years. Now, all these variances, right? They are the reason why you should now ask yourself that the people who are supposed to make things happen, when they talk about impunity, right? When they talk about nepotism or favoritism, or when they talk about what else again? When they talk about this issue of tribalism or disunity, division, yeah, although they have this large presence among the populace, but when you look at the people, the engineers behind it, behind all this division, and those who are cashing on it, you will find the same people who are preaching peace. Peace is not, you see, justice. Any country that there is no justice, okay, there will never be peace. Just know that, and you will know peace. Okay? Now, let's take it from the beginning again. Nigeria is a crime scene. And the people in charge of Nigeria, past and present, and those who are also hoping to take over in the future, they are criminals. Nigerians who are trapped in that country, they are the victims of their crimes. So Nigeria, anything Nigeria, is not disparaging the name of a country. You should try to understand that. Listen, if you look at those who are speaking up today against these criminals in Nigeria, and when you look at these criminals in Nigeria are profiling and targeting for killing, for persecution, for incarceration and all of that, you will realize that, to start with, there are those who once loved Nigeria. They once had hope in Nigeria. They once believed that the problem was leadership, that one day Nigeria will get it right. While they were waiting, that maybe one day, while they were waiting, something they forgot, something all of us, something we forgot, was that while we were waiting and indulging these criminals in charge of Nigeria, past and present, being hopeful, we forgot about the consequences of what they left undone when we were all waiting, when we were watching them looting, killing, butchering, and massacring people, manipulating things in their favor. All these injustices that has now bottled up now, that today, people who used to be hopeful in Nigeria, people who used to think that if maybe the leadership will never get worse. People who used to think Nigeria may walk out again. Many of them have lost hope completely. Those who haven't lost hope, they are those who are now saying, even if they want to keep this Nigeria, it will not be this Nigeria. Do you now see the contrast now? So it is not because we were never once lover of Nigeria. Let me tell you something. To some of you, who possibly you're watching this for the first time, I am saying this, and it may not be coming out so rightly to you personally, right? But if you relax, it will make sense to you, right? Look at Maiyegun General. He is a very good example, right? Maiyegun General, that is today the symbol of self-determination, symbol of a Biafra struggle. Did you know that he was also once a promoter of a peaceful, coexisting Nigeria? A peaceful, prosperous, coexisting Nigeria. Nigeria pushed him to his limits. Nigeria will push you to your limits. that you haven't given up on Nigeria yet doesn't mean that your idea, that your belief is genuine. And those who don't believe anymore, their reasons, their own reasons is not genuine. Don't worry. Nigeria will push you to your limits. There's nothing wrong in being hopeful. There's nothing wrong in being prayerful. There's nothing wrong in being expectant. But everything is wrong if you are using Nigeria as your yardstick of being hopeful. Nigeria situation as your own yardstick, as your own parameter, the leverage for your own hope. You will be wrong. But I am not going to be the judge. Nigeria will prove you wrong, that you shouldn't hope, because it won't get better. It will get worse. The reason is because those who are promising to make it better, they are actually the people who made it worse. And they will do worse. And if there's anything after worse, and I think anything after worse is war, they will push Nigeria to war. And you will be so disappointed. I mean, I can imagine how strongly you feel your attachment to Nigeria. And I understand. And I'm not going to wish it away. Yes, some of us don't believe anymore. But are we still not being trapped as Nigerians? Of course we are. But you know one thing, like Showore said, many of us, we have mentally seceded from Nigeria. We are just waiting for the time to make it official. Do you understand what I mean? It means that, yes, we still have to carry that green passport. I still carry it. I was there today in the Abuja house, right? My face is everywhere. My face has always been everywhere anyway, right? And very soon, well, I don't have any business in Nigeria for anytime in the future anyway, right? But that means if I need their passport, I'm still going to go and apply for it. Do you understand that? I'm still going to have to go and apply for it if I ever want to travel to Nigeria or travel anywhere in the world. That is a fact. That is a fact. And at the same time, it is also a tragedy that Nigeria has become. I have no benefit of anything that will make me a proud Nigerian. And if you are being honest and sincere to yourself, patriotism is not stupidity. Okay? When you want to be patriotic to your country, there must be something that you should be patriotic about. Is it the terrorism? Is it the corruption? Is it the brazen impunity or human rights abuses, or is it that of what do you call it? The killings of their own young and their own future in that country, where the people live in fear, not of just their government, but the fear of the terrorists that are now more powerful than their government, and they watch in horror. Everyone watches in horror how Nigeria descended to this level. And here you are. They are telling you either take it or you die with it. No, come on. Some people will not take it. They would rather die. Because whether you like it or not anyway, Nigeria is going to kill you. Yes. It is the truth. Nigeria will kill you directly or indirectly, sooner or later. It is just a matter of time. So we all watch it in horror. How we became citizens of a pariah state. An example of a worse dictatorial country. Citizens of Nigeria. Proud people. Happy people. Supposedly united people. But everly divided. Never united. And let me tell you this. One of the fear, and even before I get to that, right? One of the fears of the people is that there is so much division in Nigeria. People agree on that. Do you understand? Even when you go online, you will see people throwing shades, right? You will see people attacking each other, even though they look like they come from the same path. That is how the politicians in Nigeria Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Efik, Tif, Ijo, Ishekiri, Christians, Muslim, Babalawo, Mamalawo, and Bobolawo, everybody. The division that they have entrenched in that country is why today you will see somebody who say, I am from Kwara. We don't belong to Oduduwa Republic. You know why? It is the division they've succeeded in doing. You will see the Jaws, you will see the Ishekiris, you will see our people from Niger Delta, and they will say, we are not Biafrans, because they don't want that. It's what Nigeria has done to them. And they, rightly so, by the way, you will see some of them tell you that they are minorities. If Nigeria divide, they are minorities in this part, and therefore they are going to suffer in the hands of the Igbos, or they are going to suffer in the hands of the Jebus or the Egbas, or we are going to suffer in the hands of the Oyos, or these ones are going to suffer in the hand of that one. That is not true. Politicians knows in Nigeria that the only way to remain in power and to remain relevant is to continue to fuel the this ember of discord, these divisive narratives. Muslims, Christians, North, South, East, West, Igbos, Hausas, you know what I mean? This works so well, and it works not just on these major ethnic groups, as they would love to say. It also works even when you break them into parts. In Igbo land, you will see those that will say, no, we don't want to be part of those in the Imo, or we don't want to be part, you know what I'm talking about. But all of these are creation of the criminals who brought Nigeria to this state today. And the only way to remind them is that before they brought this fake Nigeria on all of us, before they forced it on all of us, there was something we had. There was an agreement we had, which led to the independence of Nigeria. It was a partnership. It was never one united country. It was a partnership. And that partnership worked so well. The eastern part of Nigeria took care of their own affair, built their own communities, built their own, cities, built their own educations and everything, their own economy, according to their own master plan. The Western Nigeria, which was called the Western region, which was as stretched as to Warri in today's Delta state. Obafemi Awolowo, who happened to be the premier of the Western region, he was the premier of the Western region who had under his command and his premiership the Egbas, the Jebus, the the Oyos, and everybody from Yoruba land. They identified as Yorubas. Do you know that? We all identified as Egbe Omo Yoruba. Do you know that? It was Egbe Omo Yoruba that led to Action Group that have later formed the government of the Premier region. of the Western region, the Premier government of Awolowo. There was no division. There was no Egba. There was no Awolowo. Awolowo came from Remo, Ikene, Ijebu, Remo. The headquarters of Western region was in Ibadan. Ibadan. The people from Ondo, the people from Ekiti, and everyone from Yoruba land, they have their own house of members within Ibadan, where they discuss everything that has to do with Yoruba land. And there is no record that there was any discrimination when there was a free education in Western region of Nigeria. There was no discrimination when it comes to the development of a Western region at the time. There was no discrimination. Awolowo did not say because he was a Jebu man, then decided to start developing Ikene and abandon the Oyo, abandon Egba, abandon everywhere. They set up government that cut across the entire Yoruba land, which is still pretty much our own legacy government. but it didn't last long. We achieved a lot. We achieved a lot together as Yoruba, as one Yoruba. But today, the Yoruba politicians, they will rather identify as Ekiti, identify as Ondo, identify as Egba, and identify as they would love to identify. When it is politically convenient, they will call themselves Yorubas. Do you understand that now? And this is the barrier we are trying to break. Get rid of these political criminals from controlling the narratives in Yoruba land. Once Yorubas understand that we have history that really makes us Yoruba, the history that gave us the respect, the history that built us, which was later ruined by these charlatans who are now parading themselves as Yoruba leaders. Do you understand? If they tell you that an Egba man cannot be in Oduduwa Republic simply because a compromised Oba, a compromised politician is giving his opinion on behalf of the Yoruba people, and we ask them, what has been our gain and what will be the plan? For example, if Nigeria finally nosedive and our people are going to be, further deepen into poverty, what is the plan? Nigeria has no plan, as you all know. Politicians have no plan, as we all know. Then if these politicians are going to be the ones speaking for us, can we ask them, what is the plan? Thank you very much, Amma. Thank you for coming. So if you are in London today as well, just give a shout out. I can mention your name. There are so many names that everyone gave me. I remember Mrs. Agba. I can't remember everyone, honestly speaking. But if you actually were there today, give a shout out and I'll say hi. Okay, if I see your comment. So the bottom line of what I'm trying to say to you tonight is that Nigeria has gone to the dogs. The dogs are the politicians. Nigeria is a crime scene. And the handlers, those who are actually handling and juggling up to take over power, or those in power right now, they are the criminals in charge of the the crime location, the crime scene. So if you believe that it's still going to be a miracle, oh, bless you. I think I saw you on the side, just there by the wall, by the fence. I was pretty much around when I wanted to leave. So good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. It is something of concern if Nigeria is in total debt. Governors and all of them have borrowed a lot. Bukharis is borrowing a lot. And you ask yourself, is there something that they know that we don't know? Or is there something that we know that they don't know that we know? And except we act on it, it is going to consume all of us while we talk and talk and talk. Oduduwa Republic is a republic that will be self-sufficient, that will be able to care for our people, because it will give the people in Yoruba land the opportunity that Nigeria never gave them, the opportunity that Nigeria never gave anybody, to discuss what are the terms and conditions of being part of Nigeria, of being called a Nigerian citizen. In the Nigerian constitution, a legal book that should be binding, should be the law book that is ruling the country, is a fake book that nobody read the terms and conditions or submitted any memorandum at all. And this is forced on the people by the military decree 2, they called it. Military decree or military decree. So as Yoruba people, talking about self-determination. It's talking about taking our own destiny into our own hands, where your state governors will not, we no longer have to be alimajiris to Abuja begging for monthly allocation that the Minister of Finance, Usman, can say, well, we don't have any money today. Yes, it's going to happen, right? And when that happens, the poverty that the current Yoruba governors are managing, they call it managing the poverty, because they are not going to end the poverty. It's just managing it while they wait for many, many of you to fall into more poverty so that they can manage you too. So it will give the Yorubas the opportunity to at least discuss the terms and conditions of why they want to have Oduduwa Republic, or they want to have an autonomous region as part, autonomous region out of Nigeria, where we will decide and determine our own fate rather. And what do I mean by that? As we speak, the destiny and the future of that Yoruba son, that Yoruba boy, that Yoruba girl, that Yoruba child, the future of that Yoruba child in Nigeria is not guaranteed by anyone. What is the future of a child in a country that has a plan? You would have a well clear-cut and well-defined educational system that is going to build and raise the future generation that will further build and raise the same country that you are making or you are building. And as Nigeria is right now, the only option for Nigerian child with what these criminals are doing, and I'm not talking about all of you privileged ones, count yourselves privileged if your child is not currently holding a bowl on the street, begging to feed, begging to eat, sleeping on the side of the road. Maybe you should never, ever put yourself in this picture, because this is no joke. We now have over 20 million children, 20 million school-age children who are currently out of school. They are roaming the street. They call them the Alimajiris in northern Nigeria. They call them beggars in southern Nigeria. Don't deny that you haven't met them. Don't deny that you haven't seen them. Children who should be in school, you found them on the street, hawking, selling, and doing all manner of labor, things that children should never be exposed to. You might pretend that you don't know that happens, but of course, these are products of poverty that Nigeria has foisted on everyone. Go everywhere. Yeah, in Nigeria today, they will tell you, do you need an house help? They will actually recommend a particular state. Children from particular states in Nigeria, they are good as house help. Can you believe that? That is the future of Nigeria. Your children that you are struggling to raise and to send to school, fund their own education, they are going to meet a Nigeria that will render them jobless. And if you think it's not going to happen, then you are not thinking. That's what I can say. Because we have now the tally, which puts Nigeria as the country with the largest number of unemployed people. The numbers of unemployed people in Nigeria can form more than 15 countries in this Europe. Do you know that? And when we begin to break them down, imagine having over 100 million people who have no job. They have no means of survival, and they are still there in Nigeria, right? Surviving. Now, put 100 million people in a country, man, and tell me in this Europe, where you're going to be able to raise, take UK out and begin to go to other countries there, France and the rest, and tell me how many countries you're going to put 100 million people into. Now, imagine if you have 10 countries in Europe where everyone living there, they are jobless, including the government in that place. Just imagine that. That's what Nigeria is. So if you don't believe that those who have now borrowed the country to extinction, who have now borrowed the country to death, who have unleashed terrorists on the country, terrorists who are now burning down properties, killing people, raping women, destroying farms and destroying communities, turning citizens to refugees, and there is no clear-cut law or anything that defines what the right of the citizens will be and who is responsible for the death of those who have been killed. So there is no plan. In Yoruba Oduduwa Republic, Yorubas will have an opportunity of deciding what kind of country do we want to have? What type of government do we want to have? What type of economy do we want to run? And what type of education do we want to give to our children? And how are we going to fund all of these? What type of taxes are we going to impose? And all these things will be decided by the Yorubas themselves. Nigeria, nobody decided. Some people put themselves together and they then threw all of that on you. And they said, take it or you die. That is what you are trying to tell Yorubas not to take. That is what you are trying to tell Biafrans not to look into. The opportunity to sit down and read the terms and conditions of the country they want to live in, the country they want to be part of. It's not a pseudo country that nobody is responsible. You can't hold anyone, right? Especially under this Bukharis, everyone is the government. So you can't hold anybody. No one is responsible. People are dying. There is no future. Children are being given birth to. See, the children that they gave birth to in 1999, they are no longer children. They are adults. Some of them are watching me right now because they are over 22 years now. Think about that. And think about another 22 years. If things could get this worse. And with the state of things right now, what is the future of our children? Should Yorubas continue to say, oh, we will just be president? President of who? Another Buhari? Tifnumbu that is falling apart, that is breaking apart. You want Tifnumbu to be a Yoruba president? To do what? To come and give Yoruba children good education? How about that right now in Yoruba land? Is Tifnumbu not a Yoruba politician? Is he not the national leader of APC? Can he not influence educational policy that will help children, kids in Yoruba land, like Awolowo did? Can they not do that? But today, they have raised army of Agberos, army of ass lickers, boot lickers, crumb chasers, crumb eaters, and all of them. The Lagos Abobakus that will tell you, even Fashola came out and he said, that one is a premium Abobaku anyway. He said, education is not cheap. If you want good education, then you have to be ready to pay for it. And these are the guys who lived through the era when they were getting free education in Yoruba land, free Western education. Every child in Yoruba land, whether you are an Hausa, you are an Igbo, or wherever you come from in any part of Nigeria, as long as you are living in Yoruba land, and you have your kids in Yoruba land, your children benefited from free education in Yoruba land under Awolowo. Why is that so difficult for the likes of a genius Tifnumbu to do now? Is it when he becomes president, like Bukharis, then he can stop the terrorists from killing us? He can then stop what? Tell me. Build Lagos State and at least build them a metro rail line in Lagos State in 22 years. So are you telling me that it's only when Tifnumbu become your president, that is when they will construct a walking metro line for the mega city, the mega slum of Africa? Come off it. So when people tell you that in the new Oduduwa Republic, Tifnumbu is going to be the one controlling it, you are wrong as well. You see, when people are involved in what will become their own country, definitely they are involved. The likes of Tifnumbu and Co won't have a say. How would they have a say? Oh, you're talking about what they do in Nigeria right now. Some of you are actually like you don't seem to be following so well. Let me give you an idea that you might probably work with, and if it doesn't make sense to you, well, it's up to you, right? Apart from the political propaganda that they continually use in Yoruba land, apart from that, the introduction of armed thugs into politics in Yoruba land, buying guns for armed young people, arm them, give them gun, give them money, and also provide them protection. Tifnumbu, worked his way throughout this. That's how he emerged as a notorious, gang leader of all the notorious criminals you can think about in Yoruba land and in Nigeria too. And let me break it down for you. When Tifnumbu became governor of Lagos State, right, he didn't do anything in particular other than the fact that he understood one thing. He who controlled the media, somehow, and managed to control the narrative will be able to sway people's opinions. And he has money. So he invested money, a lot of it, in media. He started first, he started bribing some journalists, some top columnists in different newspaper platform, to buy them onto his side, writing good stuff about him, his plan, Lagos master plan, this Lagos master plan that will make Lagos State one of the best countries in 8 years, blah, 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 blah. Then after that, when some of these newspaper companies, these media houses, when they started going under, which in my own opinion, will probably because of Tifnumbu's agenda to cripple some of them, make them run into trouble so that he could buy them. So he started buying most of these media houses without changing their names. Do you get what I mean now? So people still see the name and they don't know the owner. So Tifnumbu began rescuing these media houses. And that is how he became a darling in the, in the editors' rooms, in every media houses in Lagos. So they hide things. Oh, yeah, they are going to do this. They are building this, that. They blah, 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 blah. They were building a slum. Another way he entrenched himself was to ensure that he used people's resources to buy loyalty from those he later, those he compromised, like judges. Tifnumbu is a very, very cunning criminal. When he became the governor, being the only person that can sign the CFO, certificate of occupancy of land in that state, right? He had the capacity then to just confiscate people's land in the name of development. Tinubu will take over people's land. He took so many land, right? Some of them, he gave them to his business partners to develop them as golf course, golf resorts, hotels, shopping malls, and many of those land, he gave them free to judges, to police commissioners, everyone that is in there to be bribed. So he kept giving and giving and giving and giving, and he made so many people, so many civil servants, judges, court clerk, lawyers, so many people. He just made them automatic landowners in choice areas in Lagos. Do you get that now? That was how he bought his loyalty. Do you get what I mean now? So from then on, he was able to then expand his political circus, which is to the people he was stealing from. Remember, they have armed boys. They have those they have compromised. They have compromaton in the civil service, like in the judiciary. You know what I'm talking about? So compromise them so that they will always have to look the other way. Whenever Tinubu or Tifnumbu's interests come on their table, right? He's taking care of the police. He's taking care of the military. He's paying them steady. They won't touch him. They won't question him. Now, the people he's stealing from, it is now for him to give them something back. And he said, Lagos, oh yeah, okay. You remember that time? About this, you remember? Jeunsoke was that, let us just eat anything like that comes our way. Do you understand? That was the era they started introducing this free food in Yoruba land. Free money in Yoruba land again. It made sure that the healthcare system in Lagos State, as much as they continue to say, oh, it's the best, they just built this, they renovated that, they blah, 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 compared to the resources he has in his disposal at the time, yeah? And the result of what they delivered, what they did was that they destroyed everything in every institution. Same way Bukharis is destroying all the institutions in that country now, right? Tifnumbu destroyed all of the institutions in Lagos State. He redesigned them. Ministry of Finance, and also the department that is in charge of revenue collection in Lagos State. They are still existing. People are still collecting salary. Then he opened another company that he stole from somebody else, who gave him the idea of how to make more money from tax by digitalizing tax collection. He stole the money from, he stole the company Alpha Beta from that person, and he made it his own. And today, Alpha Beta is the one collecting tax for Lagos State government. Alpha Beta is the one collecting federal allocation on behalf of Lagos State. All this money go to Alpha Beta, and Alpha Beta will then give Alpha Beta will deduct their own percentage, and they will remit the rest to Lagos State. That's when Sanwo-Olu can then go and check if he needed to clear a gutter, if he needed to fix a pothole. There is no future for the children of Yoruba land through that. So what is the legacy of that Tifnumbu that they will tell you to wait for another, how many years? 8 years of your children going through God knows what? I have no idea. So that is why an average Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman should be out there demanding for a self-determination, which gives us this total control over what we want, what we do, and what happened to our people, including how to protect our people. Do you understand that? They asked Tifnumbu, what should be the solution to the insecurity in Nigeria? The 3 options that he gave, the 3 solutions he gave, they are the most stupid and most foolish solution that any stupid person could ever give. Even stupid people don't give such a stupid advice, right? Tifnumbu came out and he said, why can't we just get some land? Yoruba governor use the little Bambi Ala money they give to you in Abuja. Go and build ranches for this marauding terrorist killing and kidnapping your people. Go and build ranches. I'm not saying you should give it to them, but they can come and rent it. That is his own number 1 solution to stop the killings. The number 2 solution is when they asked him about unemployment, he said, Boko Haram, they are recruiting the youth because there is no job, there is no work in Nigeria. They promised you 3 million jobs every year. If they have been delivering on those jobs, by now, 6 years, you should be having about 24 million jobs created now. But today, 33% of Nigerians are jobless, officially. And unofficially, people say they are actually over 89% who have no job. And in fact, if not because of politics, we can say 98% of people who have no jobs. But because politics is what some of them does, that's what they feed on, that's what they have been living on, so we can say they have partial job. But officially, 33% unemployed of 210 million people. Unofficially, 89 million. That is a death sentence. When they asked him what's the solution, they said, Boko Haram is recruiting the youth. Recruit! 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 That's what he said. That they should recruit 50 million. 50 million youth. And to fight Boko Haram, 50 million of you. They just want to give you they just want to give these jobless Nigerians one job, which is just go and die. That's the solution, second solution of Tifnumbu. And that is the man that they are telling you to wait to be president as Yoruba, so that then Yoruba will be what? Safe. Obasanjo no do presidency. Sure, Obasanjo no do 8 years. Since the start of this democratic dispensation 22 years ago to this day. Obasanjo time is still the best time so far. It was during Obasanjo time that Nigerian debt entered zero. At least they did that. Even though they don't enter over 100,000, 100 billion now. And do you know who left that debt? The military. Who were the military government from 1984? 1985. In fact, who are those in government since 1980? 1979? Shagari, Buhari, Babangida, Shonekon, 7 months, or Abacha, 5 years, Abdul Salami Abubakar, 1.5 years or thereabout. Then, when they were going, for those years, when they were living, they left the debt of over 80 billion for the new government, and they handed over a fake constitution. Do you understand? Hausa Fulani criminals, with the collaboration of their own Yoruba Igbo criminals too, they brought about this. But let's be very clear. They said they have been in power, they control power, they will do whatever they like with it. So they ruled the country and they ruined it. Obasanjo came, he paid the debt, they cleared him to zero, handed over to Yaradua. Yaradua no hand over to Jonathan. Jonathan handed over to Buhari. Well, within just 6 years of Bukharis, they have borrowed over how much? 30 trillion naira. And they are borrowing more. They are printing billions and billions and billions of naira every month. Where is that money going into? It is going into their greed. How much do you think Yoruba will pay? With our money? With our resources? With our lives? How much do you think we have to pay before we will have to decide that enough is enough? My people said they have already done it. They have paid enough. They won't pay again. And you should listen. Poverty is not a joke. Let me tell you something. Do you get that now? That you are privileged enough in your own way to have some leverages and all of that. Be thankful. There are millions trapped in total lack and want. I'm talking about simple things in Yoruba land there. They told our people to go to school. We sent them to their schools. But the country couldn't give them jobs. The country still blames them for not being able to create jobs themselves. And when they try to do one, the country come after them. Fintech in Nigeria have been shut down simply because Nigeria don't entertain anything tech. Oshibade said they are going to give you tech job. After 6 years, if SARS is not shooting you because you are carrying a laptop, what do you call it? Their police or their government policy will shut you out of business before you know it. And that's you. That's how terrible it is. Our youth are being led into more crime. Our young Yoruba youth are being led into frustration, a frustrated life that gives no hope. And where do you think the consequences of that will come to? It won't go anywhere. It will be in Yoruba land. And when that happens, we're going to have our own homegrown bandits, homegrown Boko Haram. You are not thinking about this today. I am just telling you that you should. Hoping and waiting on Nigeria to work is like expecting your own future to be ruined. I'm not talking about your own future literally, right? I'm actually talking about that future that you probably don't think much about, but you think should be glorious enough if you work hard. There will be that future stolen from you. If Nigeria of today is what you still believe in, ask them to do something. Force them to do something. Make them do something, or you do something if you can. Thank you so much, everyone, again tonight. It's been a long day. I'm going to be back to work tomorrow. Get some refreshment and refreshing myself back again. And when I get back again, we'll continue from here. Nigeria is off to the dog, and Yorubas, like the Igbos, are working every day to bring themselves and many to the reality that except you fight for what will save you, what will kill you will kill you now. And that's what Yorubas should think too. What is that future? Buhari can't build anything. He's here in the UK. There are many of them who are currently that we don't even know about, who are either in the UK, America, all over the world receiving medical care too, at the expense of the people in Nigeria. Nigeria has gone to the dogs. The people will be the casualties. And when we say people, think about our own people, the Yorubas. And that's why I said we should know and talk about this tonight. I have something I'm going to share with you from our Age Nigeria Foundation. Thank you very much. African Wahala. I met nobody. I remember now. You remember that my regular guy, nobody, on Maiyegun's diary Politico here, right? I met him in London today. Very proactive, very brilliant bros, honestly. And he's an Oduduwa son to the, to add to it, quite a classy guy. So from the Age Nigeria Foundation, remember meanwhile, I think, before I close it, I should tell you this. It's an update. Akonji, the footballer, Akonji in Ethiopia, we have closed donation for him, and we have realized a total of 423 pounds to send that over to him. When that is done, that's going to be worked on later tonight. Going to London made it impossible for me to chase that properly today, but it will be done between tonight and tomorrow, and you'll get the update. So that's how much he's going to get, minus the transfer charges, which all details will be forwarded to him as well. I'm so thankful to every one of you who turned up. All of you. Thank you very much. There's another update. You remember that that 500,000 naira that we raised for Age Nigeria Foundation? Yes. Well, they sent a video where they had a time with the aged in Odo-Ogbolu and so many other areas where they actually, they did a package where I think I should share that with you first before I tell you. So your money, your donation, every penny you sent out did this, and they want to say thank you.
It is the tradition of Age Nigeria Foundation to celebrate our elderly on international days, to be able to interact with their peers for the purpose of preventing loneliness and depression, and be feasible in our society. To celebrate them on World Health Day, the president of Age Nigerian Foundation engaged them with a lecture titled Preventive Health Care and Independence in Older Age. She also engaged them with wellness exercise. This we do regularly with other people to keep them active. Building a fairer, healthier world for other people is this year's theme by WHO, and it will be our guide on health for other people this year. Age Nigerian Foundation and other people in Odo-Ogbolu Ijebu, Ogiremo show a deep appreciation for your full support to our program. We sincerely appreciate Maiyegun General, Olushola Badero, and all his followers who donated to our food bank project in Odo-Ogbolu Ijebu, Ogiremo, Ijebu Ode, Abeokuta in Ogun State, and Lekki Orile in Lagos State. We supported over 250 other people with food box as we commemorate World Health Day on April 8 and 9 in Ogere and Udogbolu. Over 200 other people were served with hot meals as we hope to sustain meal on wheel for other people. Your old age will be more glorious. You will spend your old age in quality life. Thanks and God bless you for supporting Age Nigeria.
So thank you to every one of you who shared the broadcast and every one of you who also reached out. Your donation changed lives, touched lives. 250 aged citizens from 3 different locations were reached out to, and they are grateful. So to everyone who might still want to reach out to Age Nigeria Foundation, in support of them, you can reach them through this detail. Okay, so thank you so much. I decided to give you that update because as they say in Yoruba, yini yini keni le shemi. So which means to everyone who has helped, thank you. People are actually smiling. Food box, I love that. It looks so kind of respectful in a way, kind of classy. When they get home and they open up, they'll find everything they normally get in handbags, right? Food, this, that, supplies, medicals, and every other thing they give to them. You'll find them in a single pack. And that's pretty much decent. I love treating elderly people that way, or treating everyone respectfully. If we can do it that way, not treat them shabbily, like they are just some sort of statistics. So thank you to every one of you. Your money touched lives. So thank you. And to my brother, Prince, I met this great man. Where did I even leave down my card? I'm going to pick that up anyway. Prince, I just read the comments now where somebody was asking about that, our Biafran brother who was leading that charge, warm up, push. Buhari is a criminal, push. Buhari is an animal, push. Buhari is a murderer, push. Buhari, is such an... I told him, I said, I love your vibe. I love your vibe. And he's an amazing guy, by the way. Do you know what he did? Right? I think I should tell you. When I was leaving, he came to me and he said, Maiyegun, you are a great guy and you are saving lives and you may not know. I have something for you. Guess what? I was actually shocked, honestly speaking, and I'm so kind of wowed. You know what he did? He gave me 60 pounds. 60 pounds, right? In an envelope. And he just tucked it into my jacket pocket. And I was like, I didn't even see that until I was on the plane. I was like, what was that? And then he went into his car and he gave me his card. And I'm going to call him. He's a wonderful guy. I met with him. I spoke to him, and his own spirit, his spirit is kind of contagious, right? Somebody that when you are around, even if you are feeling kind of like, push, by the time you get into the vibe, man, people love him. And he's been doing it for days now. So thank you, bro, if you are watching, because you told me you always watch. And I'm so happy to have met you today. I mean, you left me with an impression. Nobody ever gave me money. And I'm saying this publicly now. No one has ever given me money in this country. Take this cash. Nobody has ever given me money. So when I checked that, I was a little bit surprised. I was like, but then I remember the time we had together, I was like, wow. He said, when I watch your videos, when I watch your broadcast, and I watch my brothers, other people who are like chipping in and, giving you money on your program, I don't know how to deal with all of that. And I'm like, if I see you, Maiyegun, I will give you money. I was like, okay. So he's an amazing guy. Somebody mentioned him and I have to also acknowledge him. Same thing with Mrs. Agba. I'm so sorry I didn't grab your first name, but this amazing lady, I'll call her lady because they say, especially all the ladies who came out today, all right? They say if you want to find an African woman's problem, just call her a woman. But if you want her to smile, call her a lady. Very, very honorable lady who was there today with printed Oduduwa anthem. And we all sang Oduduwa anthem in front of Buhari's house today. That was something special, something that I won't forget. I mean, in a long time. So if you're watching me, keep doing what you are doing. Everyone should keep doing what they are doing. We all have a role to play, a part to play. And we all have an influence to influence all ourselves. You all gave me a lot of, you all had a lot of influence on me today. And you gave me a lasting impression that this is not just social media. There are actually faces behind all these names, all these comments. There are actually faces. And I'm so, so, so happy to have made it down today. To all of you, if you are watching, you should be proud of yourself. And everyone who is related to you should be proud of you. I am proud of you. And I'm proud of us for being bold enough to make that happen today. To everyone who has been going there, making that impression every day. What you are doing is that you are taking your protest offline. You are taking your protest offline to go and take it out there. You know what I mean? You're not just leaving your protest online, you're taking it offline too. And to everyone who is doing same all over the world, keep doing it. At the end of the day, we will make the number and we will shake the foundation. And when you shake the tree, they say when you shake the tree, the fruits will drop. When we shake Nigeria tree, all these terrible fruit will drop and die. When they die, Nigeria will follow them. You don't have to say amen. And if you say amen to that, yes, amen. I'll see you some other time. Enjoy the rest of the night. And please, if you don't mind, sing along with me just before you go. It is the Oduduwa anthem. Good night.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóyè. olóṣèlú
Maiyegun mami,
àní ẹ̀sùnra
Maiyegun ti dé,
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé,
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn dé